I still remember that morning like it happened yesterday. The sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, soft and innocent, while I stood there, coffee in hand, trying to wake up fully. My wife Emma walked in with a glow I hadn't seen in years. "I'm pregnant," she announced, her voice trembling with excitement. For a moment I froze, unsure whether to smile or recoil. My mind immediately jumped to the files I had hidden away in the drawer. A secret that had been there for years, carefully documented. A truth I had never shared. I had undergone a vasectomy 3 years ago, long before Emma even hinted at wanting another child. The coffee cup slipped from my hands, shattering on the tile floor. My heart raced, a mix of shock, fear and disbelief. I stared at her, searching her eyes for a flicker of doubt, a sign that she might be joking, or that I had misunderstood. But her smile was unwavering, full of hope and joy. My mind raced through every possibility. Was this a medical mistake? Was it someone else? I didn't want to believe it, but deep down my instinct screamed otherwise. I excused myself under the pretense of checking on something in the office. My hands trembled as I opened the folder containing my medical history, the proof of the vasectomy, the consent forms, the post-operative reports. Every detail confirmed what I already knew. There was no way I could father a child. The reality hit me like a freight train. A betrayal so intimate, so unimaginable, it made my stomach twist. I closed my eyes, trying to breathe, trying to make sense of the impossibility. When I returned to the kitchen, Emma noticed my silence. "What's wrong?" she asked, concern replacing excitement. Her hand reached for mine, her fingers brushing against my skin. That touch, which once felt comforting, now felt alien. I wanted to scream, to ask her how she could hide such a thing, but instead I forced myself to stay calm. "Emma," I said, my voice steady but cold, "I need to see something. Can we talk?" She nodded, unaware that the world I had built around trust and honesty was crumbling before her eyes. As I led her to the office, I tried to brace myself for her reaction. I wasn't just confronting her about a pregnancy. I was confronting the very foundation of our marriage, the trust one had given her unconditionally. Every step felt heavier than the last. Memories of the past years, our late nights, shared dreams, promises of forever, flashed in my mind. How could it have all led to this? Emma followed me into the office, her eyes wide with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. I opened the drawer slowly, pulling out the folder and placing it on the desk between us. "These are my medical records," I said, my voice controlled but firm. "As you can see, I had a vasectomy 3 years ago. There is no way I could father a child." I watched as her smile faltered, confusion flickering across her face. What does this mean?" she whispered, her voice suddenly small and uncertain. I took a deep breath, trying to steady the storm of emotions inside me. "It means," I said slowly, "that either there's been a miracle or you've been unfaithful." The words hung in the air like a weight too heavy to bear. Emma's hands trembled as she reached for the folder, trying to glance at the documents, but I pulled it slightly back. "You need to be honest with me," I said. "I need to know exactly what's going on right now." She avoided my eyes, shifting from foot to foot, and for the first time in years I saw fear there. Not the playful kind, not the nervous kind. This was the kind of fear reserved for someone who knew they had crossed a line that could never be erased. I don't know how to explain," she began, her voice cracking. I could feel the truth slowly emerging, like the faint light of dawn breaking through clouds. The excitement from earlier had evaporated, replaced by a tension so thick it made the room feel smaller. Memories of our life together flashed through my mind. The late-night talks, the laughter, the plans we had made, all of it felt tainted now. I had always trusted her implicitly, never imagining that something like this could happen. But now, holding the proof of my vasectomy, I knew that trust had been violated in the most intimate way imaginable. The betrayal cut deeper than any argument, any fight, any misunderstanding could ever have. I forced myself to stay calm, even though my heart was pounding. "Emma," I said again, "I need the truth. No excuses, no stories. Did you?" I stopped myself before saying the word that could change everything: cheat. Her silence was deafening. I could feel the weight of years of secrets pressing down on us, suffocating the air. Every second felt like an eternity, the past and present colliding in a painful, unavoidable moment of reckoning. Finally she spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't mean for this to happen. That was all she said, but it was enough. The confirmation I had feared, the impossibility I had tried to deny, was now undeniable. The life we had built, the love I had trusted, was fractured in a way that could never fully heal. I stepped back, my mind racing with the implications, the choices ahead, and the years of betrayal packed into one shocking revelation. I sat down slowly, trying to gather my thoughts. Emma's words hung in the air, heavy with guilt, with fear, with a truth I wasn't ready to accept. I could see tears welling in her eyes, but they did nothing to soften the sting of betrayal. 19 years of marriage, shared memories, laughter, and dreams. All of it now felt fragile, as if it could shatter with the slightest touch. My mind raced through questions I didn't want answers to. How long had this been going on? Was this a one-time mistake or part of something larger? How could I trust her again after this? The house felt colder than it had in years, though the sun still shone through the windows. Our 5 children were asleep, unaware of the storm that had just erupted behind closed doors. Every photograph, every keepsake, every little corner of our home seemed to mock the illusion of stability we had maintained. I realized that trust, once broken, leaves a mark deeper than any wound. And the most painful part? The intimacy I had shared with her. The laughter, the late-night whispers, the moments of vulnerability. It had been tainted without my knowledge, and nothing could erase that. I forced myself to breathe, to think, to separate emotion from action. This wasn't a moment for anger alone. It was a moment for clarity. I had to consider the future, the children, and the life I still needed to live. Emma's presence in my life could no longer be taken for granted, and my heart could no longer blindly trust the one person I had vowed to rely on. I realized then that betrayal isn't just about actions. It's about choices, and she had made hers. Days turned into weeks. Conversations were had, tears were shed, and difficult decisions had to be faced. Emma and I didn't simply go back to the way things were, we couldn't. I discovered strength I hadn't known I possessed, a resilience built on years of loving someone who ultimately chose another path. The children remained my anchor, their well-being my guiding force. Every smile, every achievement, every ordinary moment became a reminder that life moves on, and those who betray are often left with nothing but regret. One evening, as I watched my children play in the yard, I realized that life had given me an unexpected gift, the clarity to see who truly mattered, and the wisdom to protect my heart and my family from further pain. Emma had her choices, I had mine, and while the betrayal would always leave a scar, it also left me stronger, wiser, and more determined to create a life of honesty, love, and integrity. In the end, I learned that some truths, no matter how shocking or painful, cannot destroy a life built on genuine love and commitment. Betrayal may shake you, but it also teaches resilience. And that morning when Emma said, "I'm pregnant," I discovered that the most important things in life aren't always what you expect. They're what you fight to protect, no matter the cost.